Alright, today I'm going to show you how to tighten up on an American unsealed bottom bracket with ball bearings. Sometimes your cranks are going to be shaky and loose. So what you're going to need is a couple tools. You're going to need a big adjustable wrench, some grease, a big screwdriver, and a 6 Allen key. So first you're going to want to take the crank arm off. So this is a 3-piece crank right here. You obviously can do the same thing with a 1-piece crank. But right here we're working with a 3-piece. So what you do is you loosen up the pinch bolt a little bit, and then you loosen up the spindle bolt. So first this has to come out. And then the crank arm should just pop off. Okay, next thing, you want to take a big adjustable wrench and you want to loosen this up. So remember that it's reverse threading, so to loosen it, you go right clockwise. So you take this piece off first, and then you take off this little spacer piece. So you take a screwdriver and you just push down on this. Be careful that you don't stab yourself, and you just loosen that up. So now you want to loosen this up. And what we're doing now is we're taking this whole thing apart, and you just want to inspect the bearings and make sure that they're okay and that none of the ball bearings have popped out of the bearing races. So you can just loosen the rest with your hands if you want. So pop that off. And then now you just want to make sure that everything's okay inside there. So on this side, you have the ball bearings, and they seem to be okay. And then on this side, they also seem to be okay. So you just want to make sure all the bearings are intact. And then if that's okay, if not, you want to replace them with brand new ones. But if they are okay, you just got to put it back together. So you just take it off the chain, put it back together like that. And then now you want to take that piece that we had just taken off and you want to put it back on. So remember, reverse threading. So to the left actually is tightening it. And you can use a screwdriver or you can use your hands. It's going to be very greasy. So if you want, you can wear some gloves. So once you've got it almost snug, then you can take your screwdriver again and you can just start screwing it back. And once again, this works for a 1-piece unsealed crank and a 3-piece unsealed crank. So yeah, now you just want to start tightening it up as much as you can. You can apply a little bit of pressure. Watch again that you don't stab yourself. Okay, so that's it. And then now you put the spacer back on. So you have to make sure that it lines up with that line up there. There's a little piece, so you just want to make sure that that lines up. And then you want to put this piece back on. So now you take your adjustable and you want to crank this down. Don't go too crazy, but crank it down enough that it's a good tightness. So that's a good tightness right there. So one thing I like to add for an unsealed 3-piece bottom bracket is a couple spacers. So you want to put the spacers in here, and then you want to put the crank arm on after. So what the spacers do is just like a headset cap, just like these ones. Same thing with a crank arm, used as a spacer between the crank arm and the bottom bracket. So then you want to tighten up these bolts. And you can apply a little bit of pressure to this. And then you want to tighten up this bolt. And then You want to put the chain on the other side if it came loose. So there you have a really tight bottom bracket. Feels really good. Thanks for checking out our videos. Please subscribe.